Hi everybody, my name is Steve Rankin with TestCon USA. I'm going to give a short demonstration of how Smarkink works within Chromaqqa, our press room color quality tool. Here's a look at Chromaqqa software. This is the press room module. This is the software that press operators will be running press side when they're running jobs. In this particular job, it's a CMYK plus one spot. There's a spot red in this job. We're currently looking at the dashboard where I can see a mix of how my solids are doing. I can see my TVIs. I can see delta E's on my solid colors. And I can see what my scorecard looks like. I know I have a problem with my solids. So let's take a closer look at how the press operator can fix what's happening with their solids. So I just clicked on the solids tab, and I'm going to start with the delta E graph. So this is a bar graph showing the delta E's for each of the colors in the job. So I can see that black and cyan and my spot red here on the end are all out of tolerance. Tolerance is 2, which is industry standard for matching these colors. Actually, in this job, it looks like 2.5 for the CMYK. And my spot red, presumably my brand color, has a delta E tolerance of 2. So a lot of press room software packages, they can make recommendations to the press operator about how to fix and achieve a better delta E on their solid colors by changing the density. Chromaqqa has this feature as well. We call it ink check. So if we take a look at the black, for example, we can see that just by adjusting the density, by bringing the density up by 0.27, I can change the delta E from a 5.88 to a 1.96. So that's great. I have clear direction here for black. And if we look at cyan, same thing applies. Bring my density up, and I can get below my delta. I can get to a 1.42. Same for magenta. Same for yellow, and let's check the spot red. In this case, I have a problem. I'm at a delta E of 7.77 right now. The software is telling me take the density up by 0.52, and I can get to the lowest delta E with this ink, which is a 3.14. So as a press operator, I now have a problem, and I need to do something to this ink. I'm probably going to try to tone this ink and see if I can make an improvement. We can take a look at the chroma hue graph for the spot red and see what's happening. And we can see that, sure enough, it's significantly light and it's a little on the green side. So I need to make a correction to this. Again, if I were a press operator at this point, lots of press side packages have this amount of capability to tell you, what the delta LAB values are, like this. And you can see that it's significantly blue. But I'm left as a press operator to guess and figure out myself which basing to add and how much to add to fix this. So here's where Smarkink really comes in and can solve my problems. I'm going to go to the Smarkink tab in my solids menu, and I'm ready now to pick, first off, my base ink set from this menu. And I'm using the Sun Spectro ink set here on a film with a 500 analox. So I'm going to choose that. I'm going to show you how simple the software can be. So at the bottom, I've got my starting amount of ink right here. So I enter in how much ink is on the press. This can be in pounds. This can be in any unit of measure as well. So gallons or kilograms. But first you enter how much ink you have on press. And then you tell us what's the maximum addition. How much ink are you willing to let the software use to do the correction? I'm going to take a guess here and say 25 pounds because I have a pretty big delta E at 7.77. I'm going to go ahead and run this correction. And there it is. So the software has calculated for me. I need to add 3 inks, a warm red, a red, and a black. And the predicted delta E is a 0.39. So again, if I'm a press operator, This is pretty easy. I only had to tell the software how much ink I'm starting with and how much I'm willing to add. If I want to be a little more advanced and take a little more time, I can actually try and reduce this 25 to a smaller amount and see what I get. So let's see what happens if I do 15 pounds of ink. I'm going to go ahead and run the correction again. This time I'm still passing my tolerance. I'm still below a delta E of 2. The predicted delta E is a 1.34. So that's pretty cool. And I'm only using this time about 15 pounds of ink, 0.88, 13.4, and 0.66. That's probably going to add up to right around 15 pounds. If I want to be a little more advanced and take it one more step, here's something else that you can do. You can switch into manual mode. And in manual mode, I'm going to turn off the yellow. The yellow it's just adding a little bit of yellow. I'm going to turn that off, and I'm going to force the software to only make a correction with the warm red and the black. I'm just going to run this again. And there it is. The software came back and said a 1.45 delta E with just those two inks. So I started off with 25 pounds. Then I reduced the amount to 15, and then I actually simplified my my correction by turning off the yellow. So now I have a pretty easy correction to just add the warm red and the black, and I know exactly how much ink I'm going to get. So again, Smarkink is integrated here into the Chromaqqa software. The next time that I make this addition to the ink, and when I go and pull another sample and take measurements, I'm going to make a new measurement set here. I'm going to measure the press sheet again, and then the software is going to tell me where I'm at. It's going to show me right here how I'm doing and what effect that correction had on that spot red. So that's it. Thank you, everybody. We appreciate your consideration, and have a great day.